Well, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I don't even know where the days go anymore. It's like non-stop. It's Wednesday and I've got to take the trash out. Somebody remind me that. With my mom not here, I don't have somebody to remind me of those little things like, hey, it's Wednesday, take the trash out. Hi, Debbie. Hi, everyone. So happy that you're here. I'm super excited to get the base of this Beads in a Bag project completed. And I just have to tell you, hey, Joan. Hey, Suzanne. I think it was Sherry. I think Sherry said something at the very end of the last part of the demonstration last week was that what was on my table reminded her of the Cookie Monster. And so I had to take it one step further and and make this area look fun. So too cute, right? Got to have a little humor. Aw, Mary, my friend from forever. So awesome that you came here. Hi, Lizzie and Sylvia. Such a great, oh my goodness. So it's always so awesome to see everybody's name. I can't wait to be able to go to a show. Really, it's killing me. From a standpoint of like everything, business, personally, everything. I'm just hoping that we have something at the maybe in the fall we'll have a Tucson show. I have no idea, but it does, right, Joan? So funny. Okay, so let me just back up a little bit. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. And I'm Juliana Jules Avalar, the inventor of the Jewel Loom. For those of you that may not know me or are from new to learning with me, I'm mostly focused on bead weaving. That is my true passion and love, but I have been known to do many other things, wire working with artistic wire specifically. And back in my days with Aline's Creative Living, well, I did just about anything and everything that was put before me, including that one time this one company did really cool stuff with dryer lint. I don't know, but it sold really well. They made the most incredible masks out of dryer lint. It was so bizarre. And this was back on Aline's Creative Living back in the day. But so yeah, so maybe some of you remember me from then. We're streaming on to two different Facebook pages and onto the YouTube channel. So hey, YouTubers, nice to see you. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. This is a weekly demo that I do called Beads in a Bag. And back in the day, back on Aline's Creative Living, I had a company in addition to my full-time job called Inspirations by Juliana. And from that, I had Beads in a Bag. And so I would go on the Aline's Creative Living television show with a particular design, such as this one, where we did the earth tone kit last month with all the loops. And then I would demonstrate that on the Aline's Creative Living show. And that was really popular, like super popular. And so my family and I would sit around the kitchen table and we would put beads in a bag. And yeah, it was so much fun. Just a really cool thing. And I thought, you know what? It's time to bring that back out again. And so here we are. Last month we had this gorgeous collection of the earth tones and some feathers, and then I chose to only do the center of my bracelet. Other people chose to weave the entire piece, and either way it's super duper gorgeous. And Stephanie, I see you, I know. It's so crazy, huh? You would think they would get to you the next day. The mail has just been very interesting. But God bless our USPS people. They're doing that. I know they're working it. I know they're working it really hard and doing whatever they can. Lisa, our beautiful islander. Hi, Vicky. Oh, cool. Ooh, that sounds super cool. You'll have to share that in the group for sure. I'm not sure that this is streaming in the Jewel Loom bead weaving community. So, Debbie, maybe you can share that into the group. That would be very cool. And yeah, so that's my story. And I love teaching, love serving, love creating for all of you. I've been doing it like my entire career, my entire life. So 20 plus years at least. And yeah, it's super fun. So we're working with the original Jewel Loom with this particular kit. I would say that if you have the small weaving goddess, you could follow along and do this project on the weaving goddess for sure. The small one, you could do it on the large too. You'll just have extra warp at the end, but some people like that. So totally can do it on that as well. Alrighty. And Kelly, yes, you're in from Washington. Oh, and you got your kit. Oh my gosh. And Stephanie's like just not far at all. It's just weird. I don't know. Everything has shipped though. I will tell you, everything has shipped. Um, I added I added 20 more of the Cabana kits to the shop, and I believe that there's already a few that have been purchased. So, one thing to note, I did tell you that as a bonus, there was an amethyst, a big guy that was going to be in your kit as a bonus. It just was an extra, like, oh, you know what? Why not? I'm not sure what everybody's going to do with it. I don't even know quite yet like what I'm going to do with it. And it could be that you end up using it on another project, but I just wanted to give you a thank you. And so each shape is different. Some of them are round, some of them are points, but yeah, so they're beautiful. And so maybe it's just a little nugget piece that you do or don't use on this particular bracelet. I kind of think I'm going to be adding it to mine. I have an idea, and so we'll see where that lands. But without further ado, and in case you don't know, let me just do this really quick for you. Let me take the let me take apart our aw. He just lost his nose and his mouth. Poor guy. All right. So in your Cabana kit, there are 8 seed beads. Let me bring those up to the camera here. Whoops. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. So it's a really cool multicolored purple, super beautiful. These are the 8 okay? And then you have your 11 a really gorgeous, ooh, yummy palette of purples. Again, really nice. And let me pull the palette of, and this is a little extra than what you actually are getting, but you know, just for the camera. Okay, so let me bring this up and look at how pretty. So this month the mix is like a lot of bugles, fire polish. There are some gemstone chips in there. There's some round agate. What else is in there? Oh yeah, some cute, excuse me, where are these guys at? Some cool cubes. Aren't those cool? Yeah. So lots and lots of beads for you to play with. Yeah, very pretty, Lizzie. Very pretty. This is my first time here. Has the other monthly group started? Yes. In fact, Lisa, you're on my list, aren't you, for June? I've been trying to track down everybody. So we need to get you in the June group if you're not already there. I've posted a couple of times the link, but you just let me know. Somebody can get you in there. Alrighty. So I've already got my loom warped, and we did this last week. Now, the first week that we did this, or the first month, we did choose to warp with the hemp, and this is the earth tone hemp, and it is gorgeous. And I couldn't bear to cover it all up, and that's why I only did the middle piece here. Yeah. Debbie, maybe you could go invite, if you're able, I don't know if you're able to do that while you're on here, but Lisa Duncan White needs to get into that. Hey, Lisa, weren't you in the May group? That the link has been posted a couple of times in the May group. Maybe you can just click from there. And then as soon as we're off of here, I'll approve you. And if I don't see that happened, I'll come get you. Okay, so yeah, so last month we did the hemp. We added the button that came in the kit. And so some people this month have definitely chosen to do that again with the purple hemp. But I wanted to kind of do something different because I wanted to show you the value in the kit and how much you're getting. So I'm doing half of a bracelet Okay, I'm doing 4 rows across. And so just kind of showing you, like, you could do 2 thinner bracelets. You could take the components and actually do a ring, because we have the ring instructions. And you could do a pendant. I mean, there's just so many things. So, just trying to let you know, because I know people like to have different choices. Okay. So I'm going to be doing half of that. And I'm working on my base. So I've got the jewel loom. And I'm just going to pour my 8 out. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of me. This one right here, I'm going to tag out so that you can focus on one thing and not me talking into what seems to be like a mic, but it's actually the phone is in my face. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so I'm going to bring this up really quick just so you can see what I've done. So this is the base. Isn't it beautiful? Okay. And last week I warped the loom, and then we built the base. We just went ahead and got started a little bit. And now today I'm going to go ahead and finish that. So let me do the body check. Loom is in front of me. This end, okay, let me pull that into the camera. This end is closest to my belly, closest to my body. And then the top here is furthest away from my body. And you can see that I started about 2 inches or so from the top grooves, because I always like to center my pieces so that I have enough warps on each end to tie my knots if I'm going to be doing, this type of a closure. So always center it. Oh, good. Thanks, Linda. All right. So this is my left hand right here with the needle. This is my left hand. And my left hand and my needle are coming under the warps, and I'm transferring it over to my right hand. I'm going to pick up 4 8-0 seed beads, and I'm a scooper. You can kind of see how I scoop them with my thumb, right? So I have 4 on there, and then I'm just going to let them fall, and I help to guide them, and I help guide the wildfire so that it doesn't get all tangled. Now, I'm a huge fan of wildfire. Um, I think that it's absolutely perfect for the jewel loom. There's a lot of different colors. This happens to be the blue one. Now pay attention, see how, and let me do that again. I'm going to come under, all right, and I'm going to pick up 4. Okay, Debbie, I'll get her in there. Okay, and then I'm going to pop those up in between the warps. Let me bring this up here. And then I'm going to take the needle, and the needle and the thread are going back through the beads, and the needle is gliding on top of the warps. Okay, whoops. You can see the silver part of the needle, and it's going through the beads on top of the warps. When I thread my needle, I do what's referred to as 2 jewel arms. And basically what that comes out to is about 2 yards. Okay. So again, I'm coming under the warps. And Lizzie, that's like if I'm working on a bracelet like I am right now. If I was working on a ring, then I wouldn't really need to have that much. And I think the actual amount is in the instructions. Okay, so once again, I'm going to bring this up. I want you to see how it pops in. Okay, so I take my pointer finger on my left hand, and I help to guide those. You can feel it. They snap into the warps, right? And I'm pulling just enough to where there's no excess thread on the side here, because you don't want that. You don't want like anything not pulled snug, but you don't want to pull so tight that you distort the warp and the weft, and then everything gets a little wonkadoodle and uneven. Okay. So then you're going to take your needle, and once again, You're going to go through those beads, and the needle is gliding on top of the warps. And then you're going to pull through. And then you see how I bring my hand in here, right? And I'm just helping to glide. And then I do a little pull so that there's no loose ends and snug that up. The other thing that I do is, do you see how my hand is resting on the loom? Some people will say sometimes like, oh, well, the loom won't stay still. Well, of course it won't. It's an extremely lightweight, flexible plastic. It's not going to stand still, right? So one of the things you could do is to learn how to hold it like I am. You could put it on a um, oh gosh, what are they called? Non-skid surface. Even like I got to get these things out of my way. My thread is grabbing. Okay. A non-skid surface, even like a pot holder, silicone pot holder type of product. You could always put double tape, blue tape on the back of its little bottom. Hi, Amber. Okay. So there's different ways to keep it from being a little wiggly, but the fact of the matter is, I don't even know if it weighs a couple ounces. It's flexible plastic. So, it's not a big piece of wood, so it's not going to stay still. Okay. Whoops. My wildfire. Yeah, note to self, when you're doing this, don't have so many things laying around, because the wildfire wants to grab anything and everything that's in its way. And this is the blue. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it's so beautiful. It's Beadalon's Wildfire, and it's their blue. And it's definitely one of my all-time favorites. I love, love, love the blue, the sage, obviously the black. You can't have, that's just a staple. I really love the white. The white um, is beautiful if you're working with creams. And we have some big fans of the red. Kara, I know, loves, loves, loves the red. So, and then they have two new colors out. I believe a natural and something else. Oh, and they have a gray. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that, Suzanne. Suzanne is saying that this bracelet will go with the projects from the January subscription program that Sarah designed. And you're absolutely right. It'll be beautiful, very complimentary to her gorgeous earrings. Cool. Yeah. Everybody figures out how to work with their loom at some point. And what I mean by that is, sometimes people will keep it in the position that I have it. Sometimes you'll see people working on it from side to side. They'll work on it like this. And really, however you get there is how you get there, as long as you get there, right? Like, that's not a big deal if you turn the loom. If it's more comfortable for you, then that's fine. Okay. So I'm just going to keep building my base. And so since I warped with the wildfire, my intention is I think last week I said I was going to use a ribbon clasp. I'm not sure why I said that, because now that I look at this, I'm actually going to go with a slider. So I'm going to do a slider. And so that'll be the 13 millimeter. This is the part where usually if we're all together in a class, everybody finally gets quiet. Because everybody comes in and, everyone's so excited and they're like talking and they've got to catch up, and you're the teacher and you're trying to keep everybody under control. And finally you get them going, and then they're beating and they're doing their base, and then finally there's like silence. And I always just have to giggle to myself. Yeah, Joan, I think using the sliders are like, I don't know, they're super, super easy. And I do believe that there are some of those in the shop right now. Yeah, I thought so too, Amber. I think it's a beautiful combination for sure. See, you just never know when you've got the subscription program and you do one thing, and then you never know when it's gonna have a mate. Sometimes things just happen naturally like that too. I mean, you really can't go wrong with purples, and everybody seems to be very fond of a purple palette. So, oh really, Lizzie? Oh my gosh, so exciting! Make sure. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to remember. But if you are not in the Jewel Loom bead weaving group, you definitely want to be in that group. It's the free group, and man, the nurturing and the um, just helping each other out. And there's a lot of videos. There's written instructions with photographs in the files part of that group. So I would definitely, if I were you, if you're new to looming, definitely join the group because you'll get a lot out of it, an awful lot. And whether you do it now or when you do get your jewel loom, I don't know if you have one, but definitely join the text group. Right now I have that scrolling. And if you are watching, whether you're already in or not, if you text beads in a bag, it'll kind of be fun for me to see that you were watching this. Um, and then I'll also know if you're new to the community. And I have to tell you, it's really a great way for me to help you. It really is. I was on this morning with a weaver who just needed a little guidance on how to do a technique, and she had posted in the group, but I wasn't able to get over there quickly. And so she texted me in the community and showed me some pictures, and I was able to like resolve her thing like right away. So it's not for me to drive you crazy. It's actually for me to really help you. And I think it's pretty cool, like the fact that I can have this community. And so I pay for the platform, and you just need to know that, make sure that you have probably like an unlimited texting program, which is typically what is offered these days. And we don't spam, we don't sell your phone number. I don't send you text messages all day, every day. When I do, it's relevant, it's helpful, and really, again, a lot of it is for you to text me and say, "Hey, Jules, I'm having an issue." Um, Even if it's about your shipping, like we had something like that today, where, hey, where's my XYZ? And so I was able to get online and talk to this person and say, oh my gosh, it's right here. And, we both just kind of had to giggle because it made no sense of where it was at. But it really is a great thing. So it's a great tool. I'm using it as a tool. Um, and sure, by all means, like, I'm not going to, I mean, if I want to do a flash sell and tell you about it, then I'm going to use the texting program. But it's not, that's not its main reason. Um, it's just really about helping you. It's great in our subscription group because I can put everybody into their own little community. So if I have something to say to the subscribers, I can just text them. So obviously, I'm super stoked about this texting program. I'm not going to stop talking about it because it just really is very helpful. The website is jewelloom.com. And then the number for the texting community is scrolling on the back, on the bottom here of the screen. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up so you can see my progress. Okay, so you can see my sides, like If I wasn't pulling just right, you might see like little pieces of thread. But see, I'm pulling, and then look at my, look at how I'm keeping the uniformity of my beads and my rows. Okay, so that's what we want. Now I still got some ways to go here. Yeah, I have an idea of what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking some swanky long loops. Because last time we did average size loops on our piece where we were picking up 6 seed beads, a decorative bead, and then 6 more seed beads, and that was giving us a nice loop. But I think I might incorporate like some really long ones. I'm feeling a little brave. How long will you make it? I'm gonna make it so I have a 6-inch wrist, and because I'm using the sliders, I will probably make it close to, I'll probably do 6 inches plus maybe 2 rows, because remember, I'm going to lose a row on each end to the slider, but I'm going to gain room with the slider because it has the chain. So I might do 6 1/4. So I still have a ways to go. Yeah, I still have a little ways to go. Um, you can throw some wrist sizes out there. Usually what I try to do with the beaded ones is, um, if you're using the hemp, we did all this math last night in the subscription group. It was so funny. But it really, really helps everybody because we have a variety. I think we have from 5-inch wrist to like maybe 9.5. So when you look at this particular area on this bracelet, if you are going to do the hemp, warp with the hemp, and then add the button. Okay, so this particular area typically adds 1 inch. And then this particular area right here with the button end is about a 1/2 inch. So, if you have uh, a 6-inch wrist and this is going to add another 1.5 inches, well, you might do 6 inches because you don't mind if it's loose. But if you want it to be a little tighter, then perhaps you do 5 and I don't know, 5 3/4 maybe, and then it'll snug up a little bit. So yeah. So okay, we've got to make sure I'm under the warps. So again, I'm just picking up. Now once you get the groove, and you can do these bases really quick. I got to remember to move this because the wildfire wants it. So yeah, these bases will, you can get these done like, if you don't have any interruptions, you could probably do these in like 30 minutes or so. The looping takes a little bit longer. I do believe we were discussing, I put in the book that a full looped bracelet is between, was it 5 to 6 hours? And Lisa Q, I think you said you did yours in 5. So it does take some time to loop an entire bracelet. But usually that's the type of project where, you could be listening to a podcast or, whatever you enjoy doing. And then you're also doing the beading. I remember back in the day, I'd sit on the couch and I'd have everything on my lap, and, um, you know, the guys would be watching TV and I'd be beading. And then during breaks from the Aleene's Creative Living television show, we would all go into the kitchen area, and there would just be a plethora. Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you. There would be bead boxes everywhere. So like fish tackle boxes, but they were full of beads and not fish hooks. And we would make our lunch And then we would all sit around and bead, and we would make these bracelets. And it was so cool. It was just so, so stinking cool. Yeah, who just made that one comment? Yeah, Lizzie, that is dedication. But usually when you're doing a full looped bracelet like that, it's either that you know that that's what you want to make and you make it in completion, or perhaps it's something that you pick up and do in between. And that's how come I want to show everybody different ways to use this kit, so that you know that you can achieve the look in less time. Like this is probably maybe, I don't know, if I were to sit down and do the base and do the loops in the middle, I don't know. I don't think it would have been more than a couple hours, maybe a 2-hour project. But it is really a beautiful meditative project where you can just be quiet and you know, you can meditate on whatever. Oh, yes, Susan, I just saw that. That's awesome. Yeah, they're going really quick, and so I'm definitely going to be bringing more in. Whoops, let's see here. Had 5 on my needle. So absolutely beautiful. I'm just so loving where this is going. So pretty. Do you guys hear the chimes in the back? So beautiful. That's like my peyote. My sister was in awe of how you can beat and watch TV. You know what? You learn something and you enjoy doing it. You can do it wherever, right? Aw, thanks, Lizzie, right? And thanks, Trisha. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, my mom's got chimes everywhere, and so it's nice. I got the slider open and just enjoying. I did put together a demo for tomorrow too. Listen to that. Wow. I think we have a little bit of a breeze going on. Hi, Tamra. Yeah, I love that. I love chimes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel so bad. Uh, many of you know that my mom's been in the hospital for a while now, and so yeah, I'm getting ready to have somebody come over and help me get things cleaned up out back. And she had ordered some new cushions before, she got sick, and so I want to get those all unpacked and get them put out there for her, so when that she comes back after surgery and stuff, she'll have something really pretty to look at. So it may as well be winter. I'm telling you, it's been cold in California, like seriously cold. I got to look up because I could totally be out of the camera area and not even know it because I'm so mesmerized. Okay, I'm going to bring in my tape measure. I can't stress enough to have one of these sewing tape guys. I'm actually thinking I'm going to go find a couple more and actually cut them at the 12-inch spot. At least one of them, because it's such a pain having all this. So yeah, let me see. Okay, what do I have? I have 5 inches. Okay, so I'm almost done. So I'm going to do several more rows. I'm really excited about this. You know, the other thing, tell me if this is you. Okay. Tell me if this is you. Okay, I'm going to let you in on a couple secrets. I am the girl. I am that girl. I am that person who, if my chonies and my bra don't match, I am so discombobulated. It's not even funny. Is anybody else like that? Oh my God, I can't believe I just told everybody that. But it's just part of my quirky personality. And that's not exactly what I was going to tell you now that I let that out of the bag. But here's another funny. Does anyone else like, okay, say you put on a long sleeve shirt and you really want to wear one of your bracelets, but it's too thick. And I think I got to turn this down. Okay, there we go. It's too thick. And so that is why I was inspired as well to do this half of a bracelet, because I went to put on one of my, I think it was the earth tone kit, and I had long sleeves. I think it was probably a sweatshirt or something, or, like a jacket. And because the sleeves were tight down to the wrist, I couldn't wear the bracelet. And so I was a little upset. So this thickness is really great for that. Amber, she's like, roll up your sleeves, woman. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, here's another thing. I am so weird about that. You guys, I will go to like wash the dishes, and if I have long sleeves on, is anybody else weird like this? Or kooky or whatever you want to call it? I'm so weird. I won't roll up my sleeves, and then I get all weird or mad because my sleeves get wet. What is that? Oh my gosh. Now I gotta go. Now I need more therapy. That's so funny. So yeah. Anyway. So funny. I know. See, if we're just in a class and I'm saying all these personal things, it's one thing, but I forget I'm online and the whole world's now going to know about my quirkiness. But oh well. I do tend to share my rawness, and I do that so that hopefully, if somebody else is going through a similar thing, I can help them with my truth. That sometimes is not pretty, but that's okay. God gave me a platform and life experiences, and if I can share how I get through things, then so be it. Okay, let's do another measurement here. Uh-oh, I'm frozen. Hi, Prudence. We all have our quirks. Um, Amber says, so I really am frozen? Here's my hand. Am I really frozen? Or is it just that I stopped beating? So I need about 2 more rows. I hope that I am... Okay, so hopefully... I hope I'm still going. It's showing that I'm going. Hopefully I'm still actually... Everything shows that I'm live. Okay, you are good. All right, awesome. Hey, Terry. I have my hangers. Yes. Oh, and don't even. I am totally like, if you bring wire hangers, you better turn around and leave. Oh my gosh. Wire hangers and like hangers from the store. Oh my gosh, they drive me nuts. I'm a total, I like my hangers to be uniformed. It drives me crazy when they're not. And they need to be the same size. I guess that's what makes me kind of like a meticulous beater. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to do another measurement. Let's see. Knives and butcher block. Oh, yes, totally. Uh-oh, Joan says I would hate her closet. Okay. All right. So that's 6 inches, but I am going to lose, but then I'm going to have the distance in between with the chain. So actually, I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to be okay. So, what I'm going to do here is not frozen, and I just wait to wash the dishes. Cannot mix milk from 2 different containers in a glass. That's really interesting. I probably have the same thing. Okay, so you can see that I ended here. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to weave back through a few rows. Well, actually, I take that back. What I am going to do here, just to make this secure, and let me hold this up. I hope I can show you. Okay, I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to go under. I'm going back through the bead on the beads, all 4 of them on that top row, but I'm under. I'm under the warps. And I just have to kind of peek my head in here, you guys. Okay, see the needle is underneath the warps. Okay, so then I'm going to pull that through. And basically what that is doing, because now I'm going to go back through it again, it's like really anchoring that row of beads to the warps. And I'll bring this up and then let's see. So there's still a little room in there, but we're gonna reinforce and we're gonna go back through. Now, I don't always reinforce. I don't really think I need to do it on this entire piece because I'm gonna have those chimes. I'm gonna have that section in the middle here that's gonna really reinforce all this area. So I'm just going to take my needle and come back a couple of times through the rows. And then I'm just going to show you a little trick I do. Okay, so I'm going to come back through one more time and I'll show you what I do when I'm lucky and I have all this thread. Whoops, I got to get closer. I can't see what in the world I'm doing. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Nope. What did I do, Jules? Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. All of a sudden it got a little dark in here. Okay, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do, hey, Carmen. So I'm going to take the needle and don't worry, I'm coming up to the camera. I just have to see what I'm doing here. Okay. So do you see how I'm coming up in between that? I guess it depends on how you're looking at it, but maybe like this last bead and the second to last, right? Or you could look at it in between the first and the second right here. So there's my needle, right? So I'm going to bring that up. And then I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to come under the warp. And all I'm doing is using this technique to tie off, to just hide the knot. And then I'll go back through the loop. And now the tie off is going to be in the middle where you can't even see it. Okay? And you can almost hear the click when you pull it tight. And then I take the needle and I push it down so that that knot will turn itself to the back side of my project. Okay, oh, and you could hear it. Did you hear that? Okay, and then I'll trim it when I get to the back side. Now, here's one case, and let me come back on. Okay, so you might have said, well, Jules, why didn't you just keep going? Why didn't you just keep going and then go into your loops? And you could do that. And I would probably have a little bit of thread left to do that. But because we're going to be starting together, I just kind of wanted to go ahead and tie off where I'm at. And I don't necessarily have enough thread to do all the looping. So does that make sense? So you could have just weaved back through all the rows until we found our center, but I don't think I have enough thread to actually do that. So that's how come I tied off. But if you found that you were doing this and you were like, oh my gosh, I still have like, all this thread, then you could have just warped back, done your weaving back through the rows and then started your loop. So, okay. So that is that. That is that. Let me just kind of look over some of the, I'm going to get this thing out of my face. I feel like I've been, hello, talking into a microphone that doesn't exist. Okay, I don't use wire hangers, but use those felty type thin hangers. Oh my God, those things drive me crazy. Crazy, the felt hangers. Oh my God. Yeah, I would totally have a heart attack in your closet, Joan. I've been picking up clothes and taking clothes to my mom over at the place, and so today I was like hanging some of her things, and she has those crazy felty thin hangers, and I'm like trying to get it into the blouse, and yeah, no thank you. I can't stand them. I want plastic hangers. So, the thread, Amber, that I typically start with for a bracelet, I do 2 jewel arms, which funny enough end up being about 2 yards. So I usually say, 2 yards is fine. Maybe once you get the hang of it and you know how to manage all of that thread so that it's not getting caught or knotted, maybe you could cut off a little bit more, maybe 3 yards, but practice with 2, you guys, because it'll drive you nuts if you end up getting a knot in your wildfire. You won't be happy. Okay. So that's that completes the base. Now, if you're doing the full thickness and you're doing 8 rows across, and let me just review that with you, okay? So if you want to make a bracelet with the 8 beads across, you're going to do 9. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. Got hangers on my mind. 6 beads, right? No, 8 beads. Oh my gosh, Jules, come on, get it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 beads. So if you're going to do 6 beads across, you're going to do 7 warps. Remember, it's always 1 more warp than it is how many to the beads. So if I do 6 beads across, I want 7 warps. If I'm doing 4 beads across, then I had 5 warps. Okay. And you can find the direction, all of the videos we did for the beads in a bag earth tone kit on the YouTube channel under its own playlist. And I think that's going to be the easiest way to keep these things organized, because even though these videos are going to be living on the pages, it's crazy how Facebook can make things disappear sometimes, right? Or it gets pushed way down. So I would suggest that you go to the YouTube Jewel Loom channel, that you subscribe and that you like. And then you go to the playlist. So there'll be one for the earth tone kit. I'm going to go make the one for the second video now. So there'll be a Cabana Nights playlist. So you'll be able to go to whatever you need to go to and learn. Okay. But I do think that's going to be the best organizational way to keep things. I used to hang 1,400 pieces of chocolate. Oh my God, girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know. Do you like hangers or not? I'm going to go with no. Okay. So, yeah. Any questions, let me know. This is great. We're just at about 40 minutes or so. I'm trying to keep these like really tight so that the people watching the replays can just like get to business and learn. And because we all could talk forever, couldn't we? Lisa, I'm going to go over and get you into the June paid private group. Anybody else from June's subscription program who is not in that group? I keep posting everywhere and I'm still missing some students, and you know that's where it all lives. So if you were in May, you'll see the link, and if you can't figure that out, then just text me, email me. And again, highly recommend that you join the texting community. Okay, I'm not going to spam you to death, I promise. I will go subscribe and add your number. Perfect. Perfect. You will find that it is hugely beneficial, very helpful. Yeah. I belong to a couple, like, you know, people who do big things, right? In the entrepreneurial world. And I rarely hear from them. And you would think that they would be the ones who are like, rise and shine and save the world. But no, they're not. Yeah. So the URL, Debbie, just so you know, on the YouTube channel is still /Jewel Loom, but the channel is now called Bead Weave Create, because looking at expanding into some more things. So I'm there in the paid group, just busy. Okay, awesome, honey. Okay, you guys, thank you. Can't wait to see your bases. Feel free to post pictures, text me pictures, text me if you need help. Next week, we're going to start the loops. Okay, we're going to start all the fun stuff. And yeah, it's so cool to see what everyone's done. If you have finished your earth tone kit, I would really love to see it. So share your photos of that. Okay. All right. Have a beautiful, blessed evening. And yeah, thanks, Joan. Thanks, Lizzie. Thanks, everyone. Kelly, gosh, such a great group. Such a great group. Love all you guys. All right.